Are you looking for tire data or wheel data or just product data in general? You have a website, but you simply just don't know where to start. Should I start going on Google and downloading all these images that are potentially copyrighted and just start adding them into my website? Or should I go into another company and pay over $20,000 just to license this information every year? Well, look no further, guys, because in this video, I'm talking about the best ways to start gathering all this data that you need for your website, whether it's images or product specs so that your products display mileage warranties or anything that you want or that you're looking for. Definitely, I think this video will be helpful. Now, in this channel specifically, I try to give as much tips and advice when it comes to tire industry related businesses. If this is something that interests you or if you're passionate about, definitely consider checking out the channel and subscribe, because it does help me a lot, kind of stay motivated and providing more tips, and also help me just by tapping and smashing that like button so that, the YouTube algorithm can show this video to others, who might be interested in this sort of content. But now, before we continue, guys, let me ask you one quick question. Have you guys ever felt just overwhelmed by the amount of data that you need in order to upload into your site? At the end of the day, it's not just uploading a picture, the size, and the brand. You need mileage warranty, you need speed ratings, you need, different type of sizes and tags and service descriptions and sidewalls. And so again, it's very overwhelming sometimes. And if you're trying to run a drop shipping business, a drop shipping tire business or wheel business, it is extremely essential that all that information is accurate and correct. Not only that, it's also extremely important that it's up to date. But again, with so many brands, it's really sometimes very hard to know where to start. So how can you get the tire data that your site needs? Well, here are my top tips. Tip number one is simple. Just contact the manufacturer. I know it sounds simple and I know it sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, sometimes this could be not that difficult. Considering that there's over hundreds of thousands of SKUs, specific products that you need to find data, if we really filter it down by the amount or the number of brands that there exists out there, it's really probably less than 1,000. It's really, I would say, roughly around 500 brands that you really have to focus on. And so if you start reaching out to these brands, normally they will reply back to you with an Excel sheet with all this product information, images, and all product specs. And so again, these manufacturers alone can help you knock down 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 SKUs at one single hit. Not to mention also, many of the tire manufacturers have websites with their products who allow you to pretty much gather all that information. But this could also mean, that you would have to be a little more involved in gathering, downloading images, managing all that data. And so that's something to keep in mind. But again, before we continue, guys, I do just want to make it clear, be sure that you are checking out for any usage restrictions or, make sure that you have any proper licensing if required. Solution number two, and again, it's not really my favorite, but I thought I'd just mention it here as well, is using tire databases. So yes, there are several companies out there that will sell you a tire database that provide detailed product information and sometimes images. Some of these companies only offer you, the product information, and some of them offer you the whole thing. Again, some other companies only license this information, so they only use it for a set amount of time, and then once you stop paying, you can no longer use it. I personally think that's not very, smart, but again, everybody might be able to find a proper solution here. Just again, make sure that if you're using one of these tire databases, you are checking for accuracy and making sure that the product or the database that they're about to sell you is accurate and it's good. You don't want to get scammed by someone who's just claiming to say they have a good catalog. So make sure you get some assurance of what you're going to be getting before you buy it. The third option is not a very popular one, but I thought again, it could be definitely a good tip and something I've used before, but it's tire forums and communities. Now, tire forums and communities, on social media are just really great ways to connect with tire experts or people who are really enthusiastic about specific tire brands. And so again, I would recommend using this or going this path for any sort of tire or product that you're having a hard time finding the manufacturer, because there are a lot of manufacturers out there that are just not responsive. They don't have images, they don't have anything out there. And so sometimes these community experts might be able to guide you, towards that right path. Now, tip number 4 is integrating with a large tire supplier or a specific solution that can provide that inventory file or images. So for example, if you guys know American Tire Distributors, ATD, when I integrated with them, and again, I don't know if this is still the case, so just take this with a grain of salt, but when I integrated with them, they simply shared their catalog with product specs and all that stuff that we could simply call through an API and obtain all this information, not to mention also images. The images did come in a very low res format. So again, we had to kind of re-download or re-look for those images in a more higher quality format. But again, integrating with some of the tire suppliers or tire distributors out there could be a good way. And it's actually free. Some of these companies just do it for free. They share this information for free because, you're building that integration for you, which brings us to the last tip. And it's to consider using a drop shipping tire solution software developer, which in this case, it happens to be the tiredealer.com. Our platform or our website pretty much connects to over 600 suppliers, out there, including ATD, Tire Hub, all these other companies. And we've gathered all those product catalogs and we share them with people, and with websites for free. The only thing is that we do charge for the integration for you to build or to connect onto your existing website. Or again, if you're looking to build a new website from scratch or even integrate yourself with ATD, we also can help you with those things, because at the end of the day, we're more of a software development company aimed towards the tire industry businesses. So again, if you are interested in learning more about this potential solution, feel free to scan the QR code right here with your phone or click on the link in the description below. Again, it'll take you to a landing page where you can, get to know a little bit more of what we do, input some information, maybe even schedule a demo. Where again, I'm very involved. Most of the time I'm doing the demos myself, at this time. So definitely feel free to reach out if you're interested in this solution. But anyways, guys, by following these tips, you, my friend, can get all the information, product images, product specs that you need for your tire website. Or again, doesn't even have to be for your tire website. For example, I'm building my own POS system at the moment, and I've been using a lot of these catalogs that we have, from the tiredealer.com. I've been importing them over to Tirebase, which, it's just, again, if you have a project that you're working on, or you just need product information, images for wheels, tires, parts, supplies, whatever, hopefully these tips could help you get something stimulated in your mind, hopefully get some clear action, some action plans to follow through after this. But again, guys, anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Feel free to reach out to me via email. Again, you can also find my email in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.